All right, I'm going to give everybody just a second to get in here. This is Clay Edwards, man on the street today. I'm out here in Gluckstadt in front of the all-new Precision Martial Arts Academy. I'm going to walk in, take a tour of this amazing facility. Just for some reference, it's right next door to Stark Fitness and right across the street from Primo's Gun Range and the Big Ten Tire at Gluckstadt. I'm going to turn the camera around here. We're going to go inside and see Anthony and Jeremy, the owners. As you see, there's the sign. There's Stark Fitness. There's Primo's Gun Range. We're going to walk in, check it out. This is an amazing facility. If you're looking for somewhere to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, this is going to be your spot, man. As you can see here, they got pretty much the whole floor is matted. And it's not quite finished yet either. They tell me they got some more stuff to do. So, all right, coming down the stairs here, we got Mr. Anthony Mitchell. Anthony, what's up, brother?
How you doing, Clay? Good to see you, man.
You too, brother. So you want to tell folks what we got going on here? What inspired you guys, you and Jeremy, to come together here and bring such a nice facility to Gluckstadt?
Well, first off, thank you for coming in. Second off, 6 years ago, started my own academy in Ridgeland. Started with about 700 square feet of mat space. Luckily, we grew and grew, continued to grow, and ended up obtaining the space next to us, which allowed us to get about 1,500 square feet of mat space. That was great. You know, Ridgeland area was great to us. We loved it, but it started to slow down. Members coming in the door after 6 years started to come down, slow down. We had opened up an academy in Flowood over off Grants Ferry and I think that's 25, Grants Ferry at 25 right there in Grants Ferry Market. And it was rocking and rolling, but the Ridgeland location just didn't really seem like it was jiving as much. Not as many leads were coming in. So about a year before that, Jeremy had moved to town because his wife is in a residency over at UMC, and he's a third-degree black belt. And I'd watched him compete before. We knew who each other was. Had a great relationship off the mat at a distance, and so we went and ate lunch. He wanted to come in, wanted to be a part of the team as far as teach classes and stuff like that, and just be involved with the academy, as opposed to looking to open his own academy. Jeremy's taught for 19 years, taught jiu-jitsu for 19 years, and I've taught jiu-jitsu now for probably about 10 years. So he's got double amount of jiu-jitsu knowledge that I've got, and plus he's wrestled in college, so he's got an immense amount of wrestling knowledge, and just Australia, all over the world.
And that's unique to the South too, isn't it? Since we don't have wrestling in college and high school here.
Bringing completely different, bringing a bunch of different flavors. So what I wanted to, instead of trying to act like I was the big dog, it's my academy, it's my name outside, it's my way or the highway. I wanted my students to have access to West Coast knowledge, what he's learned while he was training under Fabricio Verdun, while he was training with the guys from the UFC at Extreme Couture, while the knowledge that he was gaining from Australia. So, and plus he can kick my butt. So, I needed.
We go back and forth.
But the thing is that a lot of people may be intimidated to have somebody who can push you that hard come into your academy where you're like the top dog and everybody looks at you as like, oh, professor, coach, whatever. They're intimidated to have somebody come in and threaten that maybe perception that all their students have. Whereas I don't have the ego, so I embraced it as what an opportunity for me to have somebody like that make me better, push me harder. You know, now I suck again. You know?
What a great leadership trait to be able to say, hey, I know I have more to learn. And what I can learn, I'm going to pass it on to you guys.
I try to tell all my students, like, get all the knowledge you possibly can, because go to seminars and things like that. Do whatever you can, because I try to tell my students when they travel, hey, I'm going to be out of town. Look for a jiu-jitsu academy. Let me know what you find. I'll contact the instructor and see if you can go into their academy, because I want them to get that knowledge. I want them training while they're away from home. But when Jeremy came in, it was just like, you know, and I've had other black belts, like, or he was a brown belt at the time, Chris White, who's one of our students. He's a law enforcement officer, and he moved into the Jackson area, and he was from Houston. He was a brown belt. He was well accomplished. And so I immediately, you know, wanted him in my academy. I wanted him in my academy. I wanted him to push me. I wanted to push him. I wanted us to get better together. And then when Jeremy came in, that's the same exact thing. I wanted him in my academy to make it, you know, better. And then the lease came up. When the lease came up, Jeremy, having done jiu-jitsu for that amount of time, never having his own academy. I've had my own academy, but him having such a leadership role with me, as far as helping me in my jiu-jitsu, I wanted now, instead of it being, you know, I keep saying my academy. He came in my academy. He's helping my academy. He's helping let's have it our academy. Let's have it our students. Let's open something really big in a hot market, and let's do it together, because with what I think I bring to the table, what I know he brings to the table, we can do something really big. And with the help of Lee Soller, who actually built this facility for me like 2 years ago, but I was under lease and couldn't move over here, and probably at the time still probably can't afford it, but you know, we're going to afford it because we're fixing to knock it out the park. We wanted to come in, and we didn't cut any corners.
No.
Like you said when you came in, you said, look at the mat space. It's 1,700 square feet of
I'm going to show people this.
It's elevated off the floor 3 inches with foam blocks. So the mat is actually padded. When you land on the mat, we had a guy come in from out of town, train with us from our affiliate location in Oxford, 662 Jiu-Jitsu. He came in, he's a 50-something-year-old man. And this week our curriculum is doing hip tosses. It's not the most pleasant thing to do, especially at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No.
As soon as he landed on this mat, he was like, I could do this all day long, you know, because the mat is padded, because for safety. A, we've got people of all ages. B, we want those people of all ages, shapes, sizes, whatever. We want them to come in, and we want them to be able to train not 1 day a week and then be sore for 3 or 4 days a week. We want them to be able to train multiple days a week. So we got this. It took us so long, like it took us an entire week, where it would have taken us 2 hours to throw the mats down. It took us an entire week to build this flooring system. And you can see that there's beams up and stuff like that exposed. And tomorrow, the pads that go around the beams are arriving tomorrow.
For like kicking exercises and everything else.
You can kick that pad if you want, I'm not but no, just so that you're, like, if I grabbed you right now and threw you over there, your head wouldn't run into that beam. So,
Gotcha.
you know, just for general safety, 6 foot tall circle posts that are going into, that are gonna circle the beams. And then where you see the little spots on the wall, that's where mirrors were pulled down off the wall. And we've got 6 foot wall mats that are gonna trim, but we couldn't order the wall mats until we got the floor constructed, because the wall mats are built to order. So it's going to be basically putting like a puzzle up. When the wall mats come in, everything's going to fit perfect without us having to cut anything. And so that's a 3-week lead time, and so we still have a couple of weeks left on the wall mats.
So for people who may not know, like myself, the purpose of a wall mat would be for learning, for training against the wall, like learning holds and.
You can do that. You can do that. I can have you against the wall, and you can learn how to frame, and you can learn how to get up against the wall. When I fought MMA, Jeremy also was a pro MMA fighter. He fought, Strike Force. He fought Strike Force, and I both fought Strike Force. So that was like the highest level that we fought. We both fought at the highest level, which was Strike Force at the time.
That's a big deal.
So we use the wall a lot. In a jiu-jitsu academy, the wall mat has a OSB backing, and so pretty much what it does is if somebody is trying to do a takedown or something falls off balance and hits the wall, your head doesn't hit sheetrock, or your head doesn't hit a stud in the wall or something like that. It hits a pad. So the pads that are on the ground will be the same exact pads that are on the wall. So it's we want every surface
consistent
that somebody hits with, that somebody could possibly run into, to be soft.
Nice.
So that our members' safety is the utmost concern. We want them to get healthy. We want them to be in shape. All that. But injured people don't train. So we want to make sure that we prevent all of that by covering any kind of surface that somebody could potentially hit and get hurt. We want to cover it with padding. And so that's the purpose of the wall mats and the post wraps and things like that, which will be coming in. We didn't order the post wraps at first because we thought we were going to be able to move those posts out of the way and get them out of the way and have unabated mat space. But as we started to move those posts, we realized that upper deck was severely dependent on those posts.
Yeah.
So that's why they say, so we immediately jumped online and boom, 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 shot that order in for those post wraps, because the posts, when we tried to move them, they're like, no, we're staying. And then the upper deck was like, no, we need them. So there's a mutual agreement between the upper level, the posts, and us that they stay.
Yeah, no, we talked to the builder.
And he designed it. Lee designed it.
Yeah, Lee's a great guy, man. I've known them forever.
He's a really nice guy. We thought that we could take out a couple of them and then run wide frames off the other ones, so we have at least a couple of them out of the way. We had to keep the X for the upstairs, but it's really not a problem to keep all of them there and just put pad on it.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
It gives it a cool ambience too.
It does add a cool element. But with 1,700 square feet of mat space, so far we've had 25 people training at one time down here, and nobody's even come close to A, hitting each other, or B, hitting the posts. And so with the 2 levels, we'll go upstairs, look at the top, but with 2 levels of mat space, there's plenty of room for everybody to train.
So the second level, as Jeremy was telling me, is going to be for the children or kids training, or
Yeah, so at nighttime, we have 2 kids classes. We have a tiny kids class. It starts at 4:15 for 4, 5, and 6-year-olds, and then we have a bigger kids class. It starts at 5:15 every night, and that goes 7 to 12. And if you got a kid and you train as well, you and your kid both train, it's a no-brainer really. You come in at 5:15, drop them off upstairs, and then come downstairs. We have adult 101 class downstairs, so they can both train together and leave together at the same time. And it works out best for a lot of parents that train jiu-jitsu and their kids do it as well. So they come in, knock it out together, get home at the same time, eat dinner, homework, go to bed.
Boom, boom,
all
boom.
that type of stuff. Yeah, and all the stuff that conflicts with schedules with parents not being able to train at the same time their children do. So this way they can do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, if they want to. So.
We're trying to take as many excuses off the table. As many excuses as we can off the table. People always have excuses as to why they can't.
That's always the time thing
So,
with anything, in life, and especially the other.
I don't have the
types of
time.
things.
I don't have the
Well,
time.
and rightfully so if you got kids, because I got kids too, and I know how it is. It's like, oh wow, I've got kids. I I got to pick them up from daycare and go to the gym today, you know, this and that. So this helps big time with that.
So that's awesome. So tell me this weekend, big UFC fight. Was it McGregor-Poirier?
Yeah.
3?
Yeah.
So somebody sitting at home, they're watching this, they get motivated, like, man, I want to do that. I want to try. You know, where do I start? They can come here. This is a great starting point.
Yeah, you got to learn jiu-jitsu. That's one of the main components of MMA. You have to learn jiu-jitsu. You got to learn how to grapple. You got to learn how to wrestle. We'll teach you how to do all that. Teach you how to do judo, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, all of it. And it's one of the good ways to start your journey.
Some of the greatest fighters in, like, if you look at them in the history of, you know, you encompass in the history of the UFC. People like to say Anderson Silva, you know, like Anderson Silva. Well, he was an amazing Muay Thai and Taekwondo practitioner, but he was also a black belt at Jiu-Jitsu. If he wasn't a black belt at Jiu-Jitsu, all people would have had to do is put him on his back, and he never would have won any fights. Dan Henderson is a decent striker, but an Olympic level wrestler. So Randy Couture, okay striker, Olympian wrestler. So all of these disciplines, and wrestling coincides with jiu-jitsu, which is what we teach here. We teach wrestling because on the feet, you start on the feet. We start on the feet. So you have to wrestle your way to the ground, and then that's when the jiu-jitsu kicks in. We have judo, we have jiu-jitsu. We're both proficient in both. Jeremy's actually wrestled at the collegiate level. He's wrestled against Tyron Woodley. You know, so I mean, like UFC champion, Strikeforce champion. He's wrestled against Tyron Woodley in a very, very, very closely contested match. You know, he's beaten UFC fighters, black belts in grappling matches. Beat Joe Stevenson, who was one of the top UFC guys, was on the Ultimate Fighter. He's beat him in a grappling match. He lost by referee decision in the semis of Worlds.
Semis of Worlds, yeah.
Semis of Worlds to Ryan Hall. You know, who everybody, if anybody's familiar with jiu-jitsu and familiar with the UFC, Ryan Hall is, you know, he's still in the UFC, doesn't fight very often, but he won the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
And he's undefeated in MMA. So he's the one that blew BJ Penn's knee out with the Eminari roll to the heel hook. And Jeremy fought him in IBJJF Worlds in California and lost a referee's decision. That was, many arguably thought, and I've talked to other people, many arguably thought that Jeremy won that match, but Ryan Hall had a bigger name, so they expected him to win the match.
It's like a superstar getting a foul call.
That was 2008.
Exactly. It's like
We were both purple belts then. It was a long time ago. We were both young. He's an extremely nice guy. Probably one of the best jiu-jitsu practitioners, I think.
Jeremy, where'd you wrestle college at?
So I went to a junior college called Merrimack, and that was in St. Louis. And from there, I wanted to go to a university and wrestle. And I stayed in St. Louis, and I went over to Lindenwood, and I started training with the wrestling team. And then I decided to start fighting MMA. So I didn't go to school, sign up for school there, but I did train with them. And yeah, that was it. I just started fighting and doing jiu-jitsu. Kind of got burnt out on wrestling for a little while. I found new passion in jiu-jitsu and MMA, and I kind of took off with that. So, you know, my plan was to wrestle all 4 years, and I wrestled 3 years, you know, on and off in college. And then, you know, I was a bad student, wasn't eligible. I had some good matches, I had bad matches. You know, I was, you know, a knucklehead in college, partied a little too much too. But you know, I reinvented myself and found my passion through jiu-jitsu.
Cool. You want to show us the upstairs real quick?
Yeah,
I know y'all are getting ready for a class here.
Let's take a look at.
Oh yeah.
The bathroom.
Oh yeah.
We're super proud of the restroom.
Yeah, this is the nicest bathroom I've ever been in an academy by any means.
Yeah, it's a nice restroom for jiu-jitsu.
You know, we got the tile showers. You come in. We got soap and everything like that. All you gotta do is bring your own towel. And then we got this will be the men's or the women's. We still up in the air. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Which one's which? None of the decals are on the wall yet. We had a guy come by and measure for those yesterday. Sign out front, the budget signs came by yesterday to get all the measurements for it. And then we also have the second restroom.
Oh, nice.
Which, the second restroom, one thing that it helps immensely with is that it's got a second shower. So we got another shower because at the old location, I did put a shower in, and it was a game changer, but there was one shower. So after lunch classes, a line would form, and it was always a race to get to the shower.
Yeah, so I guess I wasn't even thinking about that. People come, shower, go to work.
They come from work.
Yeah.
You do jujitsu and then take a shower and go back to work. So
Nice.
This is just like a workout.
Yeah.
It would be no different than a normal gym workout. So then we had upstairs, and excuse some of the clutter. We're still in the process of putting everything together, but we opened up on the 5th. Classes have been going great. Come this way. And then we've got, this is our kids mat right here. And we've got we run off of so we got 1,700 square feet downstairs, and then we got an additional right at a little over 1,000 square feet upstairs. Both of our mats are equipped with the Apple TV round timers.
Nice.
So this is just a TV to get us by for now. We've got a bigger 55-inch that's going to go up like the one downstairs, so that you can actually see the time. Even from here, though, you can see how much time's left in the round. When I was training a lot, coming up, we had just little boxes, little wall timers, and you really didn't know how much time was left in the round.
Does it give you the 10-second warning?
It does.
Nice.
And it does it like in a boxing match. He goes like that. And so he played a trick on me one time. I think I'd done a sweep, and I was so excited. And it goes, and so I was like, oh, I won the round with that sweep. So I just kind of chilled. He had bumped the 10 seconds up to 20 seconds. And so I just kind of like, all right, the bell's gonna ring. There's no way he's gonna be able to score in the next 10 seconds. Even if he does reverse me off, he's not gonna hold it for long enough and then he reversed me, and I'm like, where's the bell? Where's the bell? He had moved it up to 20 seconds.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, he got me with that. He can do that sometimes. You gotta watch this guy over here. He'll slip some sneaky tricks in on you.
And so for the plan right now is this is going to be the kids training area.
Kids training area, overflow adult area. If there's like weekend classes and stuff, and we got seminars and we have really big classes, just to make sure that we have as much safety as possible. If the mat gets too packed downstairs, we've got plenty of room up here. You could fit a little over 1,000 square feet. You could have 20 plus people training up here, and 60 plus training down there.
These are all good problems to have.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like
if we've got 60 plus down there and 20 plus up here, then trust me, we're going to be living in a different tax bracket,
yes,
which
sir.
is going to be phenomenal. It's going to take a long time. So, and then this is our office. So. This is kind of our downtime. We've got a little pool table right here that we play with. We got a microwave, beer fridge.
No, whiskey, a mini whiskey bar.
Hey, so my last nightclub was located upstairs, and there was no elevator. We had multiple pool tables.
Yeah.
And so I know the struggle of getting a pool table upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of how we adopted the pool table.
Yeah, Lee was nice enough.
Inherited it.
$800 to move the pool table. So I was like, we'll just buy it.
We'll buy it.
We'll just buy it. And then so the people came to move it because Lee was in Omaha for the College World Series. And he was calling people trying to cancel the move order, but they didn't get it. They wouldn't answer the phone, or they said they were having trouble with their phones. So the guys walked in, and they're like, we're here to move the pool table. And we're like, nah, man, we're going to keep it. And the excitement on their face of not having to carry that thing downstairs resonated. And that's Devin right there. She's a personal trainer next door. So Start Fitness next door. If you need a personal trainer,
there she
look
is.
at that.
That's the lady.
You got Devin right there. So you can go to Start Fitness and ask for Devin if you want to be in that kind of shape. So we got our office up here. When people come in and they want to sign up, they don't have to sit in front of everybody. They don't have to talk in front of anybody else or give any kind of information out. We come up here and we can sit in a private office and sign our members up, make them feel super comfortable.
Hustle them in a game of pool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If somebody has a problem, we settle it over a game of pool. But like I had a couple of students last night thought that they were going to hustle me at pool, and I beat them. So
let me ask this question, and I just this would be the first thing I think of, and I think kind of your average guy probably thinks of. It's the intimidation of getting started, and we all know that you just got to start. But kind of walks through what's the process? If somebody walks in, zero experience, 40 years old, 300 pounds. Where do we start them at? What's day one?
So I got it. And I sat down and designed, and me and Anthony agreed upon using the curriculum. So for beginners, we got what I think is the perfect segue into introducing people to jiu-jitsu for the first time. Because you can come in and right away you're sweating. It's an hour long, okay? Make it fun, make it practical. Start on your feet, teach you a basic takedown to a basic position, and you can right away see what jiu-jitsu is.
Get a little confidence going.
Yeah, but you get to see also hey, it starts from here and it ends here. Not, you just come in and you can just start and just show them some move, and they're like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
I show them the full application of closing the distance, grabbing hold of somebody, taking them down, controlling them, and submitting them.
And we have in that class, which is what Jeremy is referring to, that's our 101 class. Mm-hmm. We have blue belts, which is this next step up. It takes a couple of years to obtain. We have purple belts. We'll have brown belts. There'll be other black belts attending that class, working on their basic fundamental jiu-jitsu movements. Whenever somebody new comes in, we always stick them with somebody who is experienced, whether it be a blue belt or a seasoned white belt. So therefore, they are going through the movements with somebody who can kind of give them on the fly instructions if we have our back turned to them or helping somebody else. So you're not just thrown out on the mat and forgotten. I equate it to the same thing. It's going to be the same way anywhere. You're always going to be intimidated. People always make the excuse of, I want to work out as a guy, I want to work out, but I'm thin. Or maybe I'm thin and I'm frail looking, and I go to a gym, and then I got to stand there next to this, big competitive bodybuilder who's standing next to me using the same equipment, and I'm using one plate, and he's moving the whole stack. That can be severely intimidating to somebody and make them want to go to the other side of the room or something. Don't worry about anybody else. Worry about yourself. Our focus is on each and every student and their progression. It doesn't matter if it's your first day or you've been doing this for 10 years. We're here to help you get better. That's our main focus, our main goal. We can't help you get better if you don't come. And nobody is expected to know anything. No, actually, we prefer you to not know anything. Therefore, we can teach you the way that we feel is the most efficient and correct way.
Not having to break bad habits.
Exactly. Everybody's going to form bad habits. We all form bad habits. I'm a black belt, and Jeremy exploits my bad habits all the time, and so that's why I said it was a blessing having him come in, because we constantly work together, and I'm constantly trying to evolve my jiu-jitsu and clean my jiu-jitsu up. Just because I'm a black belt doesn't mean that I do everything perfectly. I'm making mistakes constantly. He's a black belt. He exploits my mistakes. But afterwards, he tells me what I'm. So when you come in, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's fine. It's our job to make you better, and you know, we can't make you better. You can't become successful at either losing weight, you know, getting more self-confidence, learning how to defend yourself. You can't do any of those things if you're scared, you know, just to walk in the building. You know, it doesn't matter what the environment is. This is a very, very welcoming environment. People, like, as soon as people come in and train, every time, you always hear, I thought it was going to be so much different. I thought the people were going to be, you know, mean. I thought the people were going to have egos. I thought this, I thought that.
Like they're walking into Cobra Kai.
And these are working professionals.
Yeah.
I've got doctors. I've got business owners. I've got, you know, lawyers. I've got, you know, real estate realtors on the mat. You know, students. You know, medical students, whatever. We've got people of all walks of life. And on the mat, everybody has the same amount of knowledge or is trying to gain the same amount of knowledge. So we're all there for the same exact purpose. Some people are going to catch on faster than others. That's in every aspect of life. That's in everything. That's why some people excel faster through work or what have you. You know, some people catch on faster, but we're here to help you achieve your goals faster. Achieve your goals, whatever they may be. Find out what you're doing wrong and fix it. Or, you know, just guide you along the journey.
Cool.
Help you lose weight, help you get in shape, whatever you may have, whatever the reason you may come in here for. You know, I've got one of my students, he's still with me, he's been with me forever. He's a big guy, he looks like Kimbo Slice. He's
Nice.
got the gold teeth and all. He's got the full package. He's got the Kimbo package. Beard, bald, gold teeth. His name is Marlon. He is the nicest guy in the world. He's a great father. He's a great person. Just like Kimbo was. Kimbo was a great person. Kimbo's an amazing father. Rest in peace. But he's extremely intimidating looking.
Yeah.
Covered in tattoos. And when he walked in the door, he didn't know anything. So everybody, you know, was just, you know, working him over, and he just kept coming. The smile on his face kept coming. So I asked him, sat him down one day. I said, "Man, what got you started in jiu-jitsu?" Now, granted, this is 10 plus years ago. You know, I mean, I was just a blue belt at the time. So I mean, me and him were learning together, but I'd had some fights and stuff like that, MMA fights and stuff. So I had a little bit more experience. And he said, I got in a fight one day in the street. A guy got on top of me. I couldn't get him off me, and he beat me up. And I don't ever want that to happen again. That's it. He didn't make up some silly story. He didn't have any. It wasn't pride. It wasn't ego. It wasn't anything. He got beat up in the street one day. Somebody jumped on him. He never wanted it to happen again. So he was very proactive. Even though he was big, strong, and muscular, that's just as intimidating coming in and getting beat up by a little skinny guy.
Yeah.
As it is for a small skinny guy walking into the gym, you know, with bigger guys. So, like I said, women, men, children, whatever. Quit labeling things. Quit making excuses. Just do it. If you're interested, you see it, if it's something that you wanted to do it. You can be good at it. You don't have to be athletic. You don't have to have ever played a sport. One of my best students, like, I mean, Jeremy's like, man, if this kid would dedicate more time to jiu-jitsu, he'd be a world champion. He's a piano major. And he looks like he's a piano major. If you're in a bar and you see a couple of guys, he's the one that you're going to pick that you like. I want to fight him.
Yeah, and make the regret and have the regret.
The biggest mistake.
Yeah.
You picked the wrong guy. It's like The Price is Right. Pick the wrong door. You know. So he, you know, don't label yourself. Just come in.
So, Anthony, how can they get in touch with you guys?
Our website, Jiu-Jitsu Gluckstadt, We've got the Facebook page. We've got the website.
We're checked in on the Facebook page. If y'all are watching this live on Facebook, you can click the check in and all the information will be there as well.
Yeah, so you can get in touch with us through there. It seems like we've been here pretty much constantly, so you can just kind of walk in the door. If it's during academy hours, feel free to walk in and make your way over to the bench and sit down. One of the instructors will come up and make contact with you. But we've got the free trial link on our website, jujitsugluckstadt.com. Click for a free trial lesson. Come in. See if jiu-jitsu is something that you want to do. See if it's a workout that you enjoy. And see if this is the atmosphere and the environment and the instructors that you feel are going to help you get the most out of jiu-jitsu. And if it is, then there's nothing but yourself holding you back.
Well, that's what's up, man. Look, man, we appreciate your time. I know y'all got a class coming up. Let y'all get to that, and I will get this shared out and post the links and all that stuff. Wish you guys all the well.
Thank you so much, Clay.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate y'all.